Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time for map number 3. It is a rematch from the group stage dream. They went 15-15 on a draw when Enclave took on London Lynx on Cobblestone to get out of the group stage matchups. My name is Switchblade J. Joining me is Dream. And this is going to be a very interesting map right here. We said it was going to be a close series, but once I found out it was Cobblestone, yeah, okay. Now this one's going to be good. This one's going to be real good.
I mean, I'm expecting at least triple overtime from this, especially after the draw. You never know. You never know. It depends how each team starts, what happens in the game, but I know these teams are both going to show up on Cobblestone. They need this series to progress through, unless they want to go to the lower bracket. Yeah,
Enclave pinned by many to be the men to win this. Obviously, the core of that lineup was able to win the I series. That Vex lineup that was just so damn dominant here. Let's see if they can progress to the next stage of the upper bracket, the semi-finals, to face off against Project X, Project X, let's say that properly, later on in the day. Let's have a look. See, London Lynx start things off on the CT side. The Kevlar will get brought out. The defuse kit for Trouble, and they've also got Fearless on the utility buy as well. And vice versa for the T side. They've got the double flash smoke out for Shiki. Everybody else got Kevlar. Everybody else have default pistols, and it looks like it's going to be a very fast play into the A side.
Yeah, they are taking it so fast. There's only one player here on the A side as well, and he's been cut off from his team. He's just forced to fall back. In fact, he is able to Fearless, absolutely just ruining Pickles there. He should not be able to re-peek the angle. Once people know he's there, someone should be holding that definitively. Was nearly able to kill someone on van as well, but I don't think Fearless is going to expect this flank. So what needs to happen now? I needed to hold steady, but it's not going to happen as Mr. Huey's coming into their site. Shiki able to get one. Mr. Huey taking way too long to kill that person. Trouble, super low HP, and now the kills are trickling in for Enclave. Puts it into a 2 versus 2. Low HP on Trouble. He needs one shot to the body, but he gets dinked. Oh, sorry, dinks down JT. That flash perfect. And what a shot by She. He doesn't need the headshot, but does do it in. Anyways, and now 1-0 to Enclave.
3K from Shiki, very well played by the T side to kick things off and get themselves into the matchup. Starting things off in the fashion that they really would have wanted to on this T side as well. This T side advantage start for Enclave. You could argue that it's a T sided map, Cobblestone. We've seen many strong T sides come through the UK ranks and on the international scene as well. So let's see if Enclave can join them here. They're straight in towards the R default. 2 players out towards mid. And London Lynx have pushed 2 players aggressively. They've got Mr. Hui and Cyber. Both on Deagles, both looking for the headshots, but only peaks won't lean up for their favour. Also got NK on the Kevlar helmet. 5-7 back towards long on the B side defensive. Yeah, very basic round for London Lynx. A conversion that should go to the favour of Enclave, but we have seen several times these teams manage to pick themselves conversions away. So let's see what London Lynx can do here. They've still got time. T-Side will eventually wrap in towards an actual setup. And with a bomb going towards the middle area, it looks like it's going to be A.
Yeah, London Lynx and both Enclave last map were just absolutely so good on pistols. It was actually it gave me a headache, the amount of reset rounds and ecos that people won. And it's a really good setup for London Lynx, a perfect counter to this actually. But, a good job there by Enclave to check both angles as they go out. And the problem with playing 2 there is normally you check both angles. So just going out, it's such a common position that people check it quite often. The person at top mid is supposed to bait out, but no matter what, you're going to check both angles anyway. It was a nice try from London Lynx, but I think the round's probably going to go over. No, the timing on Trials. He's still not going to get taken down somehow, though. Trouble really missed his opportunity there. Trials nearly getting taken down by that timing. He would have been absolutely furious.
Trials should be dead right now.
Definitely should be, yeah.
Trouble. Not even getting a single lick of damage against him, so he stays alive. 2K for him with the Mac 10. That's $1,200 in the bank, and the SMGs doing their job in this particular round. NK does get a pick back to actually end his lucky streak, but JT now knows where he is, so he can just spray through connector door and take down that last CT. So yeah, 2-0. London Lynx trying to put up a decent fight, but sadly unable to take away the rifles that they wanted to. So it's going to be down to basics once again here. P250 coming out for NK, but everybody else should have USPs and P2Ks. The second one will come through from Trouble M, but no Kevlar. I doubt they have very much utility. They do get CZ out in the mix as well. But yeah, Trouble M with a flashbang, and that is about it. A stack coming in from London Lynx on towards the B site. 4 players here trying to receive against the default, but it is a default from the T side for a reason here. We'll rush out, try to see what they can do, and they actually get picked back. We're able to get the trade back, but Yeah, in the end, it is the man advantage for the T side. They make their way on towards A. They get a rifle, maybe. Outside of that, not a whole lot the London Lynx can work with.
It was only the Mac 10 as well that got dropped, so nothing really for Enclave to be upset about this round. I imagine they won't get any more kills than London Lynx. No, doesn't look like it. I don't think NK is just going to save this Mac 10 because there's no point just in there buying. Next round, he may just want to try and get $600 extra, but he dropped to 10 HP in pickles. He's still trying to push. The spam coming in on him as well, and he's in a real tight spot. Should be going down any second, I hope. Pickles is going to check this, but yeah, flank from behind as well. NK Sheiky to finish off 3-0 to Enclave.
Nice start. Conversions and pistol going their way for once. So let's see if they can keep it rolling into the first rifle round. The AKs are still out. They probably will keep the Galil on pickles. Might put an AWP here for the T side. Trials could have taken it, could have dropped it out to one of his teammates, but not to be. Then we'll stick with the 5 rifle setup. Meanwhile, on London Lynx, they are going to put the AWP in play, but it comes at a cost. Fearless. Down to glass cannon here. Let's see where he's playing in particular. He is playing back of the A site, hoping to catch players as they cross, but yeah, not the setup that London Lynx would have been liking for him in particular. Just down to these rifles, mostly to do their damage. Of course, they can take the majority of the aim duels. As once again, Enclave are in the default. Drop down, and B Long has been taking control. Shane's also making some noise, trying to play lurk on the A site. It looks like it's going to be a setup, and Fearless actually will peek, take the first man. That's Shane going to fall. Sheiky and Biggles do try and back, and Sheiky nets up a double. Just a 2 versus 4, and B site in the control of the team.
Perfectly played there for Enclave. As soon as Shaney goes down on that A site, they just immediately hit towards B. And the best thing about that is there is already 2 players on the A site for Lynx, Fearless and Mr. Huey there. And they're going to be forced to save, and it will be a 4-0 lead to Enclave. The problem is, look at the low HP from Sheiky and Pickles. Possibly could have been around they went for, but there is no kit available. I believe that was dropped towards B plat. And now that is a problem that teams sort of struggle with. Do we play 4 towards B, 1A, or do we play 2A just generally? I mean, it's all up to the in-game lead on what the other team is going to do in this round. Enclave just read it well, only losing 1 player, but it may change soon as they do run straight towards the crosshairs of Mr. Huey, who's only going to be able to get 1. Not great for him, still is able to pick up 1, but Fearless, he's the main man here, needs to be able to save this AWP into the next round, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Sadly, Mr. Huey unable to get the 2 low HP players, only got the 1, so that means the AKs do stay in play. The rifles stay together for the T side, and they will get the AWP out for Shaney this time. So, full sets of utility for everybody. Double flashes, smokes, 4 Molotovs, and a HE. London Lynx, of course, have Fearless on the AWP, and they may play stack of sites so they can save this AWP, so that way they can try and get it together in the next round, since they will have a buy up there. But for now, CZs, 5.7s, PT50s, this should be a relatively easy one for the T side to make work. I think the most important thing for Fearless is hold on to that gun. Hold on to the big cannon, I think, essentially, for the CTs. First man spray down. Trouble takes him out very, very easy. No damage done by him, and neither from Cyber. Easy picks into the B site. It's only 1 man left alive, and it's all Fearless. We'll get an exit, but yeah, he's forced to try and fall away, try and force to save these guns, save this gun, and he's here in C's crawling all around him. Should be able to get a nice pick. Oh, wow, close range. Can't get Pickles either. And now the T's are all around him, breathing down his neck. He does get a second pick. He's struggling to stay alive, and with no armor, it's going to get very, very difficult. Trying his best, and now T's are even closing in for the backstab, just trying to stay alive. Or pit, 3 T's remaining. Will make his way back in towards Water Room. He has stepped out of their grasp. Enclave will give chase, but Fearless is running back in a danger. This will be a 5th round, of course. It's all just down to whether Fearless can stay alive, and indeed he does take trials. Look at Shaney as well. Can't catch him off. My God. That's a way to get a kill against the lone player left alive. A jumping Glock.
Yeah, London Lynx will be able to buy in this round as well, so it's not a big deal. Would have been preferred that he saved the AWP, but he did a hell of a lot of damage there, and that's important. Enclave definitely should not have let him get 3 kills there. It doesn't really matter. Their economy's not too bad going forward. It's a pretty good state right now. They'll be able to get another buyout at least. London Lynx, though, they are on the max loss bonus right now. Looks like it is just going to be pretty much a full hit from Enclave, just keeping Shaney towards the B. Oh, he's taken a hell of a lot of damage on B longer. Just keeping him alone, maybe to trying to see if they can bait out anything from London Lynx.
Sheiky's starting to make amends. Starting to make a little bit of ground back here for Enclave. Train's been taken to 21 HP, which already isn't a great start here for Enclave. But hopefully will come up with the opening pick. Trials with a quick trade to the 4 versus 4. A lot of damage being done by London Lynx. So when this rotation comes on through, if they keep these players here on the B site, it should be a relatively decent shout to defend against them. Close range from NK. And Enclave not going to waste any time going towards drop down, heading their way into B long flashbang smokes. They all come on through, and NK's the first man to take points. Sprays on through, drops the bomb, looks for Cheney, low HP as Trials will go into trouble. He gets himself a double, as does NK. Nicely held together. London Lynx will be able to get their first on the board.
Yeah, London Lynx, a nice job there. The problem with what Enclave did there is they ran back immediately after they got that kill. Obviously, Mr. Huey able to get one there, which is perfect. But Fearless, he's able to play in danger, hear those steps running back, and he calls it to his team who are more than ready for that. And Enclave now in a good position though. This is good for them. Letting them win that round means the Lost Boners can't get out of control. And now London Lynx are in a reset position, which is a massive problem for them. They need this round to keep it going forward. Enclave already with a 4-round lead.
Ops out. Both sides, of course, Enclave. They're one on Shady, and Fearless holds it down for London Lynx. All battle from a long, but so far it does mean that Enclave will have no presence. Eventually it will be Shady rotating, and they will set their way into the B bomb site, making some sort of presence, some sort of sap. It looks like a quick split to come in from long and drop down. They do have to deal with trouble, of course. 2 other players here on the B side as they make their way in. Trouble is forced back in towards Connector, but he does get the frag on Shiki, so the opening kick does go in favour of the CT side. NK doubles down, takes himself 2. Shaney's still there, and Cyber also gets a kill on Trials with a backstab. 1 man left alive. Shady, this whole thing has fallen apart around him. He's left to try and stay alive against the CT side. Cyber getting super close range. Oh, does spot him. Does finally get that kill, but Shaney close range couldn't quite find it. 2 rounds on the board for London Lynx. Enclave going to have some money troubles in the next round.
And they're going to take a pause for that. I believe that's them anyway. But London Lynx keeping all 5 alive there. A perfect hold from them. Nothing. Well, Enclave made a couple of mistakes there. One I'd like to point out is pushing trouble after he's already fallen out of window. Just get your 2 players in drop, get them out of there. You can smoke behind you, you can use your utility. Just get out of there. There's no need to have him fight single-handedly against trouble. And obviously the B long players just getting absolutely slaughtered by those B holders. But London Lynx looking really confident on their CT side now. It's taken them a few rounds to get into it, but they are looking quite strong now. Looking like the London Lynx we know.
Enclave still here though. They still are in the lead. You need to think about this next round, particularly how they want to play this. If they want to force buy down, but it looks like it's more going to be just a half buy more than anything else. Think about that 3rd round loss bonus, which should be able to net most players a buy in here. Shayna will have to full eco. JT can still buy. Trials can't buy anymore. Looking for sub $5,000 on most players, and that buy-up potential for Enclave in the next round is mostly what they will be focusing for that next rifle round on the board. London Lynx has done a good job though. They've gotten 3 AKs back together, so the head armor for Pickles is basically null and void. There's no real point to Enclave having that, but you know, they don't really have this information just yet, so that's fine. Of course, the AWP of Fearless. Bit quiet so far, but not the quietest I've seen him. Still 5 kills, still playing with the big boys at the moment here for London Lynx. But definitely not the big star that we see him at the moment. So half bite for Enclave Quasi, if you want to say it. Let's see if this T-side can get a bomb plant at least. If not, maybe a little bit of damage until it's the CCs.
Yeah, and it looks like they may just go for a 4-man B long. Just send 1 player towards A long, try and fake them out, but it's not going to cause a rotate. But Fearless missing that shot, that is a problem. Does manage to get the Molotov in, that flash, not going to blind him fully, and there we go. He just falls off. I think that was Shiki doing that, it was. Yeah, just trying to fake. And now the B-long push coming out. These players on B are getting overwhelmed. And it looks like 2 of them are going to go down. That's pretty much B-side. Taking trouble in low HP. He's going to get pushed as well. God. 4 versus 2 now. Don't let it happen again. And surely they can hear this. NK, he's in a bit of a problem. Fearless, his scope has been heard as well. But will he realise that Charles had already pushed up? Well, he will now because he just gets killed. And there's a round for Enclave. A round they had no right in winning. Hardly any investment for them, but they will take it. But London Lynx, I mean, a pretty bad round for them. Their B-hold have been so good in these rounds they've won, and then just giving it up like that. Very unfortunate for them, but they do have a buy in this round. What
happened there, London Lynx? Like, that just went so poorly, so quickly. As the CZs pushed out, they got all the headshots. London Lynx felt like they had absolutely no defensive. As a result, they will suffer for it. They do have a buyback in this next round. I think the enemies coming out, but look at the aggressive play from the T's. Trials straight on through, making out with Mr. Huey before he takes his head off his shoulders. A 5-on-4 situation. Lots of damage on the JT and thinks that maybe the rest of London Lynx can work on it, but JT still fragging. He's even taking one player on low. Fearless on 48. More trying to push him out of position. The headshot comes through. JT finally goes forward into the hands of Cyber, who gets himself a double, maybe even a triple. Yes, he does. Drops the bomb, but the grenade finishes him off. All on NK. A 1 versus 2 situation. Bomb at the very least is out in the open, so he might be able to work off of this, but if he makes his way in towards balcony, Shaney's going to shut him down. Oh, he looks like that's exactly where he's going to be going as well. Not a best situation for him to be at, and wherever he peaks, it's going to have trouble.
Yeah, Shaney does have a fair amount of utility available for him. That's exactly what he's going to do. Molotov into heaven. Imagine that door is going to get smoked as well, and that's exactly what's going to happen. NK has a molly, a smoke, and a flash, and he's made his way out of doors. Not sure Shaney will expect that. He will now, but that Molotov is going to force Shaney out of position. May cause him to run into the crosshairs of NK, who gets fully blind there. Not sure that flash is actually going to do anything. No, it won't. And now Shaney just needs to wait for his teammate. Trying to distract, but Shiki coming up from the mid ramp will take it. 7-2. London Lynx should be on an eco now.
And not much left for them in the tank. Enclave have whittled down this economy, and it's not looking good for London Lynx. You know, they've had a few issues so far this half. You know, this isn't the same sort of even match that we saw during the group stage. Of course, there was some pretty strong T sides, but London Lynx have to focus on trying to come for the comeback here. They will have to concede this half to Enclave. There's not really much of a choice at the moment. 5 players pushing in A site, long and mid, but it's just all lined up. Pickle, Shaney, JT combined for kills between them. An 8th round on the board for Enclave.
Enclave, yeah, doing a really good job right now. That anti-eco, I mean, that was just perfect. No players going down, just spraying down London Lynx, who flash could have been a little bit better. Didn't blind anyone, I believe. And now London Lynx are on a bit of a half bite. Problem for them now is that Enclave are starting to build up economy, and not only economy are starting to build up their scoreline. And that flash is perfect again. Mr. Huey taken down, and that was a bit of team damage going through. Fearless on a long low. He's spotted out there by Shaney. Fearless going to get back fairly quickly as well. JT able to take down Trouble. Shaney though, that's the AWP. That's fine though, because he is able to save the AWP. But this from Cyber is able to get one. Not going to be able to get any more. This AWP needs to be saved, and NK last alive on the A site is going to get taken down. 9-2 in favour of Enclave, and a 9-6.5 already is not bad.
Yeah, for London Lynx, it's not looking good at the moment. They should have a buy up here. The M4's to come through the AWP, of course, for Fearless. Troubleland should have no problems buying. Actually, we'll get the double AWP set up and play. Of course, no Kevlar with the helmet, but that should be more than fine. They've got AKs out for Enclave at the moment, so default in towards B halls, in towards a water room. Trying to find an opening. The direction will come through. Actually, yes, Charles will be able to find his side, but desperately spraying, trying to find that pick back, and indeed he does. But meanwhile, on the B side, Shaney has taken a pick on Trouble, turn it to a 3-on-4. 3-on-3 as NK does try and back, but Shaney just on point with this gun, with this AWP. Open up the site for the bomb to go down. A 2 versus 3 situation with Cyber and Fearless. Both will come in from connector. Sheikah's got this cross block, takes the first, can't quite hit the second. Fearless will take him out, but what more can you do from this situation? We'll make his way in towards drop room. Shaney is here on Matrix, trying to cut him off from the site itself, but yeah, not looking good at the moment here. Should just be a 10th round for Enclave as London Lynx and this whole thing fall apart. And indeed, he will get spotted out. Shaney will tap him down with a Tech 9 looking for this headshot, and he will be able to find it. That's 10 on the board. Double digits for the T side.
And there's still rounds to play for right now. Enclave looking so much better than they did in the group stage on Cobblestone. London Lynx, after this break we've had between the second map, they just look lost. The momentum is clearly in the favour of Enclave after winning that 16-14 on cash, taking us to the third map. And now that bye. A real weak buy here, but London Lynx are just trying to scrap rounds together right now. They need to get more on this CT side too. It's not acceptable at all. Some sort of boost or anyone pushing. Looks like they are just going to go for the 4-man A shift. Oh, so yeah, 4 men A long.
The M4's out, NK and Cyber Trying to make their way forward. Scout out for Fearless, of course. London Lynx have to contend with the A offensive from Enclave. This time they will not go for the B default. They'll just go straight up 4 players in long. Shiki is trying to make some sort of lurk work on the B side, but he gets taken down very effectively, and now the CTs are getting challenged. Fearless down immediately. One more player left here. Trials will see if he can find him. Mr. Hui will go forward against Cyber and Trouble End. 3 on a 4 situation. Enclave have full control of the A side. The bomb will go down. NK getting taken off action. Trials will be able to get a trade back with the UMP, but now he's got to get close against the rest of the Q side. There's a backstab even incoming. He's right there in towards the long area. Cyber's got to try to see what he can make work. Takes down JT, looking for the AWP, but Shani shuts him down and then leaves it all on Trouble End, who will get taken out by Pickles all the same. Enclave, strong as hell, do lose 3 players, but that's no problem considering their economy, and we're only a couple rounds away from the end of the half, so they've got 2 buys back anyway, and London Lynx just not showing up at all here on the CT side.
And yeah, they need to be careful though, because they're getting it into territory where if Enclave win the next pistol, they could just win the game outright, and this is a massive problem for now. And we need to wait to see what happens here.
Yeah, London Lynx. This is not looking good. Well, doesn't get the open up. Fearless will fall, and the T's will just rush their way basically into the A bomb site. Trouble End leading the charge for his team, trying to get some sort of pick back, trying to find a way into the site for the retake. But Enclave have this whole thing on lock. The bomb will go down. Only Deagle, the CZ, and the P250. Spray's coming back away. JT, Trouble End. JT gets a second on towards Cyber. 2 players left alive. Just really does actually get 2 kills right back, but he burns alive in a Molotov. NK is the last man. An AK in his hands. Trials is the crossfire locked, and he will take him down. That's a full 10-round deficit between Enclave and London Lynx.
I think this is the most dominant we've seen at Enclave, especially against a good team like London Lynx. It's just not looking good for them right now. They still can come back in their T side, but for now the CT side is firmly in the grass. Or the T side of Enclave is firmly in their grass right now. I don't know what London Lynx are going to try and do to adapt this. They are going to go for the double AWP. The utility on the 3 M4s that are left as well, but it's just not looking good. Enclave have just broken this no matter what.
London Lynx really desperately looking for a round, at least a pistol buffer, so that way maybe this T side can go swimmingly. Maybe they can find their way in with a chance, but pistol is going to become something at this point in the match. Oh, NK, nice lineup, takes down Pickles and Trials. Trouble End does get 1 more frag as well, and the CTs are locking this whole thing down. Finally, the solid defensive that we were looking for from London Lynx does come up, but it's a little bit too late as it is the last round of the half, and as a result, London Lynx will only be able to get 3 at the end of the half. It's not been a very good half at all for London Lynx, and yeah, this T side needs to start off well, it needs to continue well. And this is a very similar situation to what we saw in the group stage, except in this case it was a much, much closer scoreline.
Exactly, and Enclave do not look like their whole team right now. They lost that round. NK just coming up big, but if London Lynx are going to have to rely on these big plays to win games, it's not going to get them any further. Enclave are in a really, really strong spot right now, and they win this pistol, it could guarantee them this series. And looks like London Lynx are just going to go for a fast B here. They're going to wrap completely round. Only 1 player who's going to get taken down. That is Pickles. Not able to do anything. And this is the pistol London Lynx needed. This is the break they needed. And they have to contend with the retake, though, of Enclave. And I hope they don't just fall and like dominoes to this.
5-on-4 default pistols for both sides. Enclave need to find their way through it. It looks like the teams are locking this out. London Lynx, the lifeline has been bought, but can they keep it together for the next round? It is the conversion, which we have seen Enclave able to take rounds away from the likes of London Lynx very, very easily here on these conversions if they force it down, and indeed they will. The Deagle's out. 5.7 CZs, Kevlar helmets, a flash and a smoke. Up against London Lynx, who will go for a relative amount of firepower. 2 AKs, 2 UMPs, and a MAC-10. In towards this default, they'll go. Try to see if they can find the open up on top.
Yeah, London Lynx need to keep this going. They need to be almost perfect to try and get back in this game. And that's always such a tough thing to ask a team, because teams make mistakes. At all levels, teams will make mistakes. So we'll just have to see what happens to Enclave. Pretty much all forcing up. Obviously, Shaney trying to put some more money towards that AWP. Doesn't want to invest fully into this round, but Enclave, they've been so dominant in this game that which would not surprise me if they're just able to win off these pistols. But London Lynx, good buy. Got good utility on them. Couple AKs out as well. Try and pat the long range. Shane and Lily hitting his shots there. London Lynx are rotating back again. Seems like they were deciding to go towards A, but instead Trouble's just going to fake it out for them. Keep a couple players on A. In fact, he'll keep 3 players on A here. Pickles needs to get 2 here at least, and he's got to start off with 1. Possibly go for a second as well. He won't get the second even though the players fall blind, but Shiki on the side is going to take a second. And now puts it into 3 versus 3. Advantage still in London Lynx, firmly in London Lynx now is. Looks like Trouble just picking up 2 kills actually by him. Still not over for Enclave right now, but Charles goes through the Molotov, not going to win it out for him, and Shaney able to take down 1. Will he be able to get the second though? He possibly knows Trouble's in drop, but Trouble knows where he is as well. Drops into low HP, but it won't be enough. 12-5. Enclave still have such a massive buffer between them and losing the game.
Still a long way for London Lynx to go if they want to try bring this comeback in. We have to be a comeback for the LAN here. Of course, Eco out for Enclave. Not really much of an option really. The USPs and a PC-50, no Kevlar, no utility. It's be relatively easy for London Lynx to run their way on through. They got 3 AKs, they got the Mac 10, they got the UMP, and NK in trouble. Will be looking for those entries, looking for the money. But yeah, like I said, the main thing is going to be getting that free round. The main thing is going to be London Lynx just pushing their way closer and closer to the just pushing closer and closer to the Enclave lead that they have in such a dominant fashion at the moment. Even though they have brought a few rounds back, it's still a 7-round lead that Enclave have above London Lynx. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. This round should be turning it to 6. And yeah, Enclave, not really much they can do about it. Stack coming in, B side looks to be the hit. London Lynx have only USPs to deal with.
And looks like they are possibly going somewhere else. Just going to throw 1 smoke out. Nothing else. Not really much of a fake at all. In fact, that might incentivize Enclave to just rotate off. They realize it's just 1 smoke, possibly going to be a fake. 1 player on London Lynx has gained the information for his team. He's completely gone past. There's no way Enclave are going to rotate in time. Unfortunately, this round is certainly over for them. They may just try and rush through the smoke, see if they can pick up a couple kills, do some damage. That's the main part of their round. But other than that, they have no chance right now. JT does a fair bit of damage to Mr. Huey, though. Not really enough to get the kill, though. Huey trying to spray through the smoke, see if he can find anything. Nothing to be found yet, but Fearless. A lovely shot into JT, who goes through rat hole. Gets his head popped off for it. Now, 4 versus 5. Enclave one trying to win this round. There's no good damage. Fearless getting dinked so low there. And these players from Danger surely were able to take him down. In fact, he's just going to run with his knife out, even though there's no one holding A long, and he's just seen someone go through it. Real mistake from him there, just to have his knife out. I'm not sure they're going to be able to save this AK, though. In fact, they may be able to get a little bit more than that. Shaney doing some damage as well. May keep that player on the side. Not going to die, though. 2 kills for Enclave game win. Not too bad, not too good. Nothing to really talk about.
Yeah, nothing really available here. It was a full eco, so you've got to give them credit they managed to get those 2 picks, but it would have just been perfect if they had 3 in the bag. Do some damage to London Lynx, put its economy on shaky ground, because you can see it isn't in the best of forms after those 3 rounds go towards their favour. UMP forced by NK, 3 AKs out to play with. And the AWP of Fearless, of course, who is going to peek down into B-long matrix area, but first base actually coming from Shiki, who's spraying down Trouble N. Water room area is forced back in towards mid-yard. London Lynx playing an aggressive default, particularly in that A site push, but outside of that, they're waiting for an extension. They're waiting for someone from Enclave to try to get aggressive, to try and peek in where they shouldn't be. Trouble M should have a bit of a problem dealing with them, but now London Lynx will eventually take their aggression a little bit more seriously as they Molotov down, drop down, throw smokes on the crosses. Here they come into the B site. Trials gets Pickles, shuts him down. NK now leads the charge in with the main force in long. Shaney is here in Chicken Coop. They try and tap him down. They don't realize just yet, but instead it's Shaney and Cheeky. A lockout kills, and suddenly NK finishes the last two, but NK still gets two. Back to a 2 versus 2. JT and Trials trying to retake against London Lynx. Bomb still yet to go down. They go 45 seconds, so they got time. Eventually London Lynx will set it up and try and force the issue away from the CTs.
Yeah, Fearless with that ult on plat. Possibly going to hold in the drop right now. Flash going to the side, not going to blind NK. Still on the UMP, and that's a problem. He is going to peek out, going to be able to take one, but not another, and it's going to be 13-6. Enclave gaming. And looking strong. Not such a bad round from London Lynx. Was brought back pretty much by one player single-handedly there. NK did a really good job of that. UMP able to get 2 on site and stop one from the retake. But York will be recovered for Enclave. Still, it is going to be a pretty weak buy for them compared to London Lynx, who should have an alright buy. Trouble is going to have to drop a couple AKs over, but other than that, it's not going to be too bad. No AWP for Fearless though, and that's the problem.
London Lynx shot a pretty huge risk. If Enclave can take them out now, that's going to be 14-6 with an eco looking down a match point for the CTs. For Masters out AWP and for Enclave. Of course, weaker by the London Lynx, considering their money is only just recovered from the issues that they've been having. So let's see if London Lynx can potentially exploit that, potentially capitalise on it. And that would bring them to 7, reset Enclave, and suddenly the comeback is back on here for the Lynx boys. Into the default they go. Once again, not finding those picks, not finding the over-aggression from Enclave. It was kind of centered around someone boosting in towards drop down and potentially finding that opener, but yeah, not to be here. They do wrap their way back in towards the A site. It looks like an A site push maybe on play. There are 2 players playing aggressive and 1 more back of the A site. Eventually Trials will trying to fire up against Trouble, but only gets 99 points of damage. It's not quite enough for a kill as Trouble gets away alive, and the rest of the teams make their way in. There's still backstab potential to come in from Enclave. They make their way through. Mr. Hui takes down Shiki, turns it to a 5-on-3. JT's right here. Can't get Fearless. That should not have gone that way. He should have had that frag in the bag. It's now Shaney and Pickles as the last 2 left alive for the CT side. A pause to be called, and understandably so if you're Enclave, because they're saving, they're out of this, and London Lynx will reset the CTs once again.
That's a real problem there from JT. He needs to be hitting those shots. We saw it from Cash. He was really doing well. But, I mean, it's unlucky dropping into 1 HP, not getting the kill there, but it's definitely get that kill, brings your team back into the round, but then he dies. I think it might have been Trolls who died next as well, but Shaney, Pickles will be able to save their guns. AWP going into the next round, that's a big impact. We've seen Fearless do it before, where he just has 1 AWP, wins the round for his team. We'll have to wait and see, though. That is a reset for Enclave. I'm not sure they're going to drop off it, but they may just keep these weapons alive, and the rest of the team go for the eco. But 3 of those players who don't have guns do have to double eco, so it's up to whatever Enclave call, and I think that's why they've taken the pause.
Yeah, a lot to think about in this round. Buy strategy, end game strategy, how to shut down London Lynx's comeback strategy. Lots of things I need to think about at the moment here, because this T side is suddenly on. And we were talking about Cobblestone being a quote-unquote T-sided map, but not to this kind of extent. It's a lot more balanced these days, and it's all just centered around teams having good T-side halves. So London Lynx, abysmal scoreline in the first one, now suddenly had a decent shout against Enclave. Of course, forcing the issue, forcing the first tactical of the map here from the CT side. The AWP and the FAMAS will be in play, of course, for Enclave, but it looks like they will buy very little around it. JT, Shiki, and Trials. USPs might upgrade those pistols, but I have my doubts. They have to go for a double eco for the most part on most of these players. And then the Lynx have the full AK set. I wouldn't be surprised if they just stacked in and tried to save these 2 guns here on a site. But let's see what Enclave have to go for. Round 21 comes into play. CTs will actually go for a more default setup here. 2 players on B, 3 players on A. Let's see what they can do. London Lynx with a lot of aggression straight out the gate into B long.
Yeah, London Lynx need to be careful though. They know there's 2 players alive. They know that Shania is alive, so they definitely know that AWP is still around. They need to be super careful to try and avoid it. There's only 1 person towards B, and I think that I'm not sure who that is because I cannot see the numbers. But there is someone towards B. I imagine it is probably Shania with the AWP. So I think it might be I think it might be, yeah. I think it is Shaney towards B. Oh no, it's not, it is Pickles. Okay. Pickles with the FAMAS goes down. I think the rest of the Enclave team are stacking around the A site with the AWP. Lynx not looking like they want to go A right now, and they are just going to rush it onto B. And that is a problem now for Enclave. They're just going to have to save this AWP again.
We lost the FAMAS, Shaney. Don't go peeking, don't go taking a risk you don't need to. Leave it up to your teammates to try to see if those pistols can find a lucky shot or 2 or 3. Maybe even 4, but yeah. 5-on-3 situation on the Lynx, full control of the B side. The bomb will go down. I've got a backstab in play from Enclave, so maybe they might be able to find a couple of players here. Indeed, they will get peeking. Mr. Hugo tries to bring him down. It's around the corner and takes down one more on Trials as well. Shane is now the last man. Does get an exit on Trouble M, but a 1 versus 4 situation that he's very easily will be able to get that second on Trials and try and continue his marathon back away from the T's. The running man of Enclave. Up to 8 for London Lynx. Quite a number of frags, but unable to close out the 4th, so saving it from getting a very expensive ordeal from London Lynx. It will still be expensive. 3 players have to buy down, and the money line will not be looking good for it in this next round. But Enclave are no better. They have to eco in this current state. They have only the CZs. Sorry, only the USPs. They can get the CZs. They're getting some Deagles out, the 5.7s and all. So it will be a bit more of a round here from Enclave. See if they can land those headshots. See if they can take some players away from London Lynx. But I have my doubts they'll be able to lock out a decent defensive when this T-side comes to execution.
London Lynx, we've seen it on both maps now. They have such a strong T side that it's sometimes so hard to break it. But they had such a deficit that Enclave can make these mistakes. They can adapt to London Lynx. The problem is that gap is closing quickly. Now, they are going to go into the pistol, but it should be a 9-13 scoreline after this, we hope, anyway. After that last map, I don't know anymore. Mr. QE trying to fake into drop, see if anyone will retake it or possibly go for a peek. No one is to fall for it though. Looks like London have a very good read here. Sent 1 player through mid. They are now falling all players back. And it's a perfect read from London Lynx, just sending 1 player in, gets the information, and they can pretty much take the A site for free. In fact, they will take the A site for free. The steps have started now. And there we go. Enclave again going for a B stack on this type of round, and it not working out for them.
Bomb get planted relatively easily. Let's see what Enclave can do on the retake. See if they can pick some players off. These Deagles are still here. There are 3 of them for Enclave to work with. Already the first man will go down. Mr. Louis spraying his way manically. Couple of them will get those kills, and Fearless will chime in with 1 more as well. That's JT, last man left alive for Enclave. Not really much available here from the CT side. We'll get a good shot. We can't quite get the AK though, so 1 versus 4. That's good. Crossfire it down. 3 players here on the site looking to connect up. That will be London Lynx making their way up to 9. Enclave, of course, down to their ecos in the last couple of rounds, but this is their first buy here. Oh, well, the first buy since the reset, I should say. The AWP coming through the 4 M4s out for Enclave and London Lynx. Suddenly, this scoreline's not looking so dire for the T side here. They're 9-13 down, 4 rounds to go to even things up against Enclave. Got a right round to do it. If they do this now, I have a feeling they're probably going to bring it up against the CTs.
Yeah, they are looking really, really strong. I doubted them so much on their CT side. They looked weak, they looked scared. But now on their T side, just decimating Enclave. Enclave getting 1 round so far, then get immediately reset. London Lynx just doing a good job managing their economy, playing well, playing as a team. And I mean, they've just got to keep this going. They've got to keep it going. 9-13, it's a hell of a scoreline. Fearless picking first with the AWP, not a good fan of that. And the fact that they do so much damage there. Oh no, Dutch trade evenly on that's a good situation, but Trouble above drop gets taken down. There's someone already at cannons on A. This is a real big problem now for London Lynx. I do not think they'll expect this play, and they won't. Sheiky peeks out, takes 1, does get traded by Cyber. Cyber 47 HP, can he finish the round? He will not be able to. 14-9, Enclave Gaming end the streak of London Lynx.
Still London Lynx building up money means they have a buyback. It's not the best in the world, but it should be full. AK's out, the AWP. Only man on limited utility is Mr. Hui. Everybody else with full sets out, and of course, up on the Enclave side, still just not able to stabilize this economy. The AWP The M4s will come through. They save an AK. They've still got 2 FAMASas out for Shiki and Trials, and limited utility on JT and Trials for that matter. Once again, London Lynx going towards the peak, but a great start from Shaney to pick off Fearless to bring a pick to the favour of Enclave. That's a great 5-on-4 situation that the CTs can work off of. This is an opportunity that now opens up for Enclave. They're only 2 rounds away, and if they can reset London Lynx now, chances are they will be going forward in the bracket. It's still a minute and 20 for London Lynx. Default has worked against them. A lot of aggression in towards B long Matrix, and of course drop down where the bomb is. Still options to play with though. They've still got a minute to make them. So let's see what the T side's going to do.
A man disadvantage is a real problem for them. Enclave still at a weaker buy in terms of obviously weaponry. 2 FAMASas out for Shiki and for Trials. That smoker to drop is going to hold back the attack from London Lynx, but there's plenty of time left, and NK has just evened it up. But Pickles changes that immediately with a lovely 1-tap. No, but Pickles getting caught on the side. Someone getting boosted. Shiki, he's dead now. Put into a 2 versus 2. I'd say London Lynx have the advantage of this situation now. The better buy, or the better weapons now. It's going to be a real tough task for them. Mr. Huey spotting one person in the E-box position. Not sure about the other one. They surely will know now as the flash comes in through door. Both these players on the CT side are blind right now, and they need to take these fights together. They need to go together. The nades getting used. JT turning at the wrong time, and Cyber, he's possibly going to finish it off, but not happening just yet. Trials just faking the bomb. No, he's going to stick it. The round still goes the way of London Lynx, and they reset the economy again of Enclave Gaming.
Oh man, Mr. Hui, very nice disciplined play. Expected it to be a fake initially, but when it got stuck, he peeked out, shut it down. And once again, that's a reset against Enclave Gaming. London Lynx still holding on by a thread, still just grinding their way on through, still just slowly climbing the mountain against Enclave, and small setbacks here and there puts them in a position where right now their pistols are all they have to work with. Once again, the eco has to come through. The 5.7 and the P250 is all they've got on Shaney and JT respectively. No armor, no utility. USPs for everybody else. London Lynx, this should be an 11th round relatively easily to their favour, but let's see what they do. Bomb down in halls. London Lynx with a default, ensuring that Enclave aren't going to try and force the issue away from them once again by playing super aggressively with extra added rifles and SMGs, but flashbangs in, drop down is, they've gained control of drop down. And Enclave will just hold back and wait and start praying they can try fire back against London Lynx.
Yeah, Enclave, a real problem here. London Lynx trying to take drop control. Looks like Enclave are rotating off B though. And they think it's going to be A. That's a real problem now, as it is just a B hit. Pickles gets taken down, a bad call from the CT side there, going off limited information. Tried to make a call, just did not work out. A fair bit of damage done to London Lynx, but none in range of getting killed. Cyber will change that as he gets his head blown straight off. Lovely shot by Trials there, and he's going to take that AK and just run for his life. Should be able to save it as well. Will be a good job if he can moving forward.
Yeah, just left the Trials now. 1 versus 4 situation, no Kevlar really, just has to try and hold on to this AK as best as he can. Grenade as well, so maybe able to do some damage. Get an exit fray, which if we can get to would just be even better for Enclave to try and limit London Lynx's economy, but looking less than likely at this point in time. 4 players staying alive, and London Lynx are once again allowed to start building up that money line. Very good start in this comeback, so they might just close it out. Very, very close to Enclave's scoreline. Trials with the AK, but not enough money to buy around it, so hopefully you can save it into the next round, maybe to try put a little bit extra firepower or leave that investment. And of course, the Kevlar helmet, that will be more valuable in the next round. Either that, or you can try and play for an anchor, try to see if he can find those way into picks, and that's counter boost will be the perfect opportunity to do so. Does spot Cyber, but Cyber wins out. The Angel does push him back further, and now Enclave make their way quickly into drop down in towards the V site. Shaney actually does get the opening frag, taking out Fearless, dropping himself. 5-on-4 situation. It's actually favourable to Enclave this time, as the Eagles do get the work done here.
Yeah, the Enclave have been really good in these Eagles the entire tournament, especially Shaney. I think JT Pickles has had a couple rounds actually with it as well. These guys are always good in these pistols, so it must be scary for London Lynx to have to go against this. But they are mounting the comeback. They've got that on their side. And they definitely can take it. I know they can. There goes JT. The A site is taken pretty much for London Lynx. They just need to get onto it. And there we go. No one there from Enclave to counter this. And I'm sure the AK will save again. These pistols may try to go for something.
Bomb down, 4v4, 2 AKs recovered. Cheeky and Trials, what can they do with it? That is the question. CTs do set themselves up. Backstab incoming, of course. Trials does get caught off guard and taken down. Trouble Lane was also there to watch out for the other man down in the water room. Enclave are also running out of time, so if they're going to commit to this retake, they better do it now. Cheeky slowly making his way up. Pops his head above the half wall, but takes down one more. Gets his head as well. And that leaves Shaney just left to try see if he can recover one of those rifles, but he just gets tapped down of his own accord. Enclave go in with an AK, but they come up with even less. Absolutely nothing towards this next round. Fortunately, they have a buy-up, so it doesn't matter too much. Shaney can get the AWP out with full set of utility and armor. The M4s to come up against the AKs of London Lynx. They are 2 rounds away from Enclave. The comeback is real, and the T side are making it happen.
Yeah, they were 10 rounds behind at one point, and now they've gained 10 rounds pretty much in a row. There's been a couple rounds in between, but they reset them immediately. And this is the power of London Lynx. They've looked so good this entire tournament. I'm glad to see them finding their way on cobblestone. And again, this is a game that could easily go to overtime. Shaney holding the angle. Got to be careful with it. 4 players towards B for London Lynx. 1 person on the A long, 2 above drop. 2 in B long, and Shaney overextends himself straight into the crosshairs of Fearless. No flash or anything there. A massive problem. There's a couple an info that there are a couple of players there, but losing his life not necessary. And that nade will do a fair bit of damage to NK. Not much at all, nothing for him to sweat about anyway. Now it looks like London Lynx are going to try and just go back towards A there. JT, he needs to get that kill. A much needed kill for JT then. It looks like he's going to be A hit. That leaves Trials alone on the A side. Gets pretty much blind there, and there we go. The round surely over here. Enclave gonna have to save these 2 weapons. They do just walk straight past the player, it seems like. It looks like NK just walked straight past both of them, and they will save their weaponry. And now Enclave gave up the frag early on, and then JT whiffing his spray, not getting the kill he needed to. And the round will go to London Lynx, 13-14, a scoreline that is extremely close.
Enclave have to save their weapons. That is not a saying you want to be saying right here when we are this close to evening up the scoreline. London Lynx have brought the comeback straight to the CT's doorstep. And now suddenly this is looking like the old cobble all over again. Cheeky will be able to get 1 more kill on Trials. We can close out that 1 more player that's making his way in towards T-spawn. Not quite. Enclave will be able to get out with those 2 rifles. Maybe force around this. It will be quite tough considering the money line. The 4 AKs, the AWP will come out from London Lynx Enclave. What are they going to do in this situation? Just go with the pistols and try and buy together? Yeah, looks likely. 3 Deagles out for Shaney JT and for Trials. Pickles and Cheeky with the M4 saving those. Of course, the defuse kit is on Pickles. And London Lynx into B default. They shall go once again. Looking for a way out, looking for a way in. Fearless will find it right there. Pickles taking all the way out of the action. That's an M4 down, and one of the crucial M4s that are not in disparity here in Enclave. Shaney will be able to pick it up, but either way they have lost a man, so this should just be in London Lynx's round.
Lovely pick by Fearless there. It's a one-way smoke that you can see over the top of it. You can see anyone who's holding back there, but Fearless is too fast for reactions. He's really been a key player on this series, I have to say, hitting his AWP shots so many times. And now looks like there is going to be a drop take coming out from London Lynx. Flash into E-box is just going to flash his teammate, but the B site has been taken. There's no one there to contest it except for the player. It's on Rock. They're going to be in a bit of a predicament right now, and they will lose their weaponry and their lives. JT and Shiki, the last 2 alive, a Deagle and an M4. Shiki, I imagine, is going to want to save that M4. JT possibly just going to go for some sort of aggressive exit frag.
Just save the M4, Shiki. Just hold on to the rifle. London Lynx will, of course, be able to even up the score, and that's 14-14. The T-side have brought this one the hell back. 5 versus 1, only Enclave, leaving one player to get out alive with everybody else. AKs, AWPs for London Lynx, they make their way out of the site. Make sure they do not fall, make sure this economy sits pretty for the T-side. As now, for the first time in a very long time, this match has become even once again. Between these two teams, London Lynx have to contend against the buy though. Enclave, they've got the AWP, they've got the M4s. This can still be brought back. Enclave can still connect 2 rounds in a row. Yeah,
it's weird to think that now Enclave have to make this comeback. Obviously, it is even, but it just feels like they're so far behind in terms of momentum, in terms of how London Lynx are playing. They're just not adapting, not doing too well. Or the double warp is out though. That could help them in the long run. We'll have to see if it is effective right now. I hope no one on London Lynx is just going to throw their lives away unnecessarily. It does not look like that's going to happen anytime soon anyway. The usual default from London Lynx, 1 outside A, 4 towards B, 2 B long, 2 above drop, just making sure that no one in Enclave can maintain control. Now, London Lynx playing it slow. Don't want to go too fast into anything yet. Still looking so good for them right now. I think that one point it was 13-2 in favour of Enclave. Or, sorry, it was 12-3 in favour of Enclave. That's not the greatest. After that pistol round on the T side for London Lynx, it's been completely them 100% of the way. Lost 2 rounds in between then and now.
Here we go. London Lynx setting up for the B long push. If Enclave shut this down, this will be one hell of a round for them to win, and Shaney will strike first, taking NK out. Quick rotation already being called by the CT side. The AWP of Shiki watching in to connect it, which Mr. Louis could end up falling in towards, but now he's just going to make ways out in towards the B site through the long house. Trying to look for Fearless. Fearless spots him out through Chicken Coop, takes him down 2 picks. Come back for the CT side, and suddenly Fearless falls. It's 1 man left. Cyber, a 1-on-3 situation, 56 HP to try and make this work. And a peek will just come in from JT to bring match point finally to Enclave's favour after they're losing round after round, getting reset after reset. London Lynx will finally lose contention. And now they are down to a buy from both sides. The single AWP out for both sides. Winner of this one, well, winner of this one if it's Enclave will be able to take the match. If London Lynx take it, we're going to overtime here on Cobblestone. And maybe this draw may be settled.
Well, we said this would be one hell of a rematch, and we couldn't be more right. At very least, it's going to be a 16-14 game. At the very best, it's going to be an overtime game. London Lynx deserve to get back into overtime for this. They've done such a great comeback. It'd be a shame to see them out of the upper bracket here as well. Now, London Lynx look like they are just going to go for their default again. Has trusted them and worked for them well. So for that round, obviously, the Molotovs into drop again. Looks like they are just going to immediately fall back to A off that.
Trying to put rotation, I think.
Yeah, I think they are trying to bait out Enclave. They've done that pretty much every round they've gone to B, so they're just trying to, you know, make Enclave feel a bit rowdy, but feel a bit scared here. Doesn't seem to have worked though. Enclave are holding tough in their boots. Obviously forced 1 player out of drop, but they've done that nearly every round now. 55 seconds left on the clock. London Lynx looking pretty good in this round. Trouble taking a lot of damage, and that's not the start they wanted. Pickle's going to get first kill. 4 players from London Lynx pushing up. That's going to be a trade. Mr. Huey taking down Shiki. And now Pickles is able to get 2 as well, and there goes JT. The last kill alive, and it will be Enclave Gaming taking